get into this. See you later.
You get your money?
Yeah, okay. All right. So, hold on. Let me go ahead and turn. Y'all don't know what the. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see what's going on. Turn off Wi-Fi. All right. My bad, y'all. I don't know what the. That mug was so fast and so crazy. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. My bad. I don't know what the hell is going on with the connections and all the other stuff. So, the reason why your relationships don't work. Let's get into it, man. Let's cook a little bit. So, I believe the reason why a lot of people's relationships don't work. Let me turn this window up and turn this AC on. Is because your lack of let me see, man. You know, they do say lack of communication can be one. I guess that can be. I think the number one thing is, man, people's trying to figure out how to put this, man. So let's start off with the ladies. I think women's inability to be consistent is one of the major reasons why a lot of their relationships don't work. Hear me out. All right. I think the reason why a lot of men that are interested in women, like trying to get women for like the long haul, right? I'm looking for a wife, somebody that I can potentially spend the rest of my life with. Going into it, it is, bro. Facts. I think going into it, we want to see, you know, what in the world are you up to right now? That's why I can honestly say, for the guys that I met a lot of guys at the gym, and when asked, you know, do you want your girl to work out? Yes. And one guy said something to me that made so much freaking sense, man. I was like, so why? Why do you want your girl to work out, man? He was like, I would prefer to get with a woman that is holding herself accountable in some type of way, like she's stuck with something. And we're not talking about a job, we're not talking about a career, but something that, you know, basically she doesn't necessarily have to do, but she's actively doing it every day or every week. So she has some type of schedule that she has set up, like every day or every week, where she comes in here and she works her ass off for her. And when I look at most of the women that are a little bit difficult to basically like get with the program, they don't understand the importance of consistency, that's not tied into like a job, a career, their kids, you know, that type of thing. And oftentimes when I get with a woman that's working out consistently, she understands the importance of consistency. Whether it's, you know, through dieting, through working out or whatever, it's so easy for her to get on my program because she understands routine. And I ain't gonna care. I'm just sitting there thinking like, yo, that does make a lot of sense, man. You know, when you look at most women in the world or whatever, that are a little bit more focused on like other things, their hair, their nails, their makeup, all of that stuff, it takes them what, a few hours to get right or whatever. But your body is something that you constantly work on each and every day. So that's going to require a little bit more of a routine that's going to, it's like a process that's going to happen like over time almost. Like I'm trying to get to like a certain weight, certain goal or whatever. And then once I reach that goal, I'm trying to maintain hair, weave, makeup, and all the other stuff. We can go get that stuff done at any time, man. And most women that I see out here on a day-to-day basis, overweight, you know, don't go to the gym or whatever. They don't give two shits about their health. And I think you learn a lot about a person just based on their physical, because that lets you know, yo, come on, man, get out the way. No work going on. That's why I turn up. Facts, man. Getting comfortable. Yes, sir, brother. That's really what the problem is. People get comfortable, man. They get comfortable, and what my coach used to say, I don't even know the other word, lycophagisically, lethargically, doing. No, man, but for real, that's facts though. Like people get comfortable and they start to slack off, and for men, like masculine men, they move in a certain manner, so that type of stuff can literally tick a guy off, man. And let's just talk about, you know, masculine men that are on they those guys have a lot of options. So how are you going to keep those type of men's attention? Through consistency. All right. And I talk a lot about peace, and I do think that, you know, that's going to kind of vary a little bit from person to person. But I can tell you right now, no man likes to be questioned, you know, about how he's moving. And I'm not saying that you know you don't have guys out there that are not open listening to, you know, how we can better. As long as you're coming from a soft and feminine side, you know, that's different. But most guys don't want to be questioned. They want to be in an environment that is easy for them to get with. That's why I always tell women, you know, basically with the right man, the masculine man, your husband, you're gonna have to basically get in where you fit in. All right, get in where you fit in. You're gonna have to mold yourself into, you know, his help me or whatever. Mold yourself into, you know, whatever that man needs. And the reason why a lot of relationships don't work for a lot of women, because I see that so often on all of these social media platforms and whatnot, man, of women complaining about the guys that they pick, the reason why it's not working, and this, that, and the third or whatever. And that has a lot to do with it, man. It honestly has a lot to do with it. Like, bro, you ain't trying to go, man. Don't embarrass yourself. But yeah, that has honestly a lot to do with it. This dude really tried me. You know, I'm gonna let him rock, man. You have to keep this. First, sort of take facts, man. And I'm gonna say this because I know a lot of women. They so does that apply for the man as well? And I'm gonna say this: I don't think the same rules apply for men that apply for women. I think that a man should be focused on finding out whatever his purpose is. Whatever your purpose is in life, your goal in life is to try to figure that out. Something that you can honestly see yourself doing for the rest of your life. I can do this for the rest of my life, and you know, I'm gonna wake up and be excited about it. Like, this is like so freaking fulfilling to me or whatever. And it's gonna take some years. It's gonna take going through a lot of BS, man. It's almost like in the sewer, finding that doggone whatever, man. And then I think a woman, her purpose is her man. All right, her purpose is her man, making sure that, you know, when her man comes home or whatever, if he's the breadwinner and whatnot, because women are hypergamous, so they naturally want to find that guy that's going to be their provider, protector, you know, the whole nine, man. We can get into it, but I don't want to go into all of that. But they basically want a guy that's going to be that masculine leader that they need in their life. So that's their purpose, to make sure when he comes home that he's good. All right. And that's why I always talk about, you know, it's gonna depend, man, like when it comes to being that man's peace. And a lot of women, they get out here and they listen to that echo chamber. Those chicks out here, most of them are single, and that's where they're getting their information from. These masculine, modern day women that do not have the results, and they ultimately end up, you know, some of these other women are lucky enough to find a man that's willing to put up with some of their doggone BS, and they end up fumbling the bag because they out here listening to those other chicks that don't have a man at home, probably got like 3, 4, 5 kids sitting at home, and all you see behind them is failed relationships. You have a good guy. Some women are lucky enough to have or find a good man, but you can't keep them because you're focused on the wrong things, man. You cannot stay consistent. you can't stay consistent, and you end up fumbling that man, and he end up going somewhere else, and he marries that woman in 6 months, a year, or whatever. He's known you 10, 15 plus years, and you wonder why, like, why? What was so wrong with me that I could not, you didn't give me that title of being your wife? And that is the reason why, man. It's that freaking simple. Figuring out what that man's piece is. Like, it's so crazy to me that, you have some people out here that focus a little bit more on their job and their career, trying to honestly get to know, the ins and outs of their job and their career, and so that they can do better and they can be more successful in that. But you don't put that same time and that same energy into your relationship, and you wonder why your relationships continues to fail. But you are booming when it comes to your career or your job. You're climbing a ladder with that, but you continue to have these failed friendships and relationships. Why the heck is that? Because your attention is in the wrong place. You need to shift your focus. I think the problem, again, I know I keep throwing these doggone bullet points, but the problem is your priorities are not in order. You put your priorities into the wrong thing, man. And a lot of women are gonna find out. Unfortunately, most of them hit that doggone wall before they do. That, damn, I had a good guy. I had a guy that was willing to put up with all of these doggone shenanigans and everything that I had going on. Some of those women, have children by different men, and all this, that, and the third, and they still have a guy that comes in that loves them, looks out and try to provide some type of leadership towards their children or whatever, man. And you still don't value that man the way that you should be. Like a lot of these chicks, you got some chicks out here that got 5, 6, 7 children, and they still feel like they the doggone prize. They still put their money and other things before the guy that's willing to step in and be that leader that she honestly needs in her life. Because your life has basically shown you, man, like, listen, you effing up. You are going down the wrong doggone path. You need that leadership, somebody that's gonna step in and guide you. But instead, no, I'm gonna be out here and I'm gonna live like these other chicks that's for the streets, that's not getting the results, and end up being so freaking miserable in their doggone life, either right now or later on. They spend most of their valuable years doing and focused on the wrong ish. They hit that doggone wall, and a lot of them become bitter. You got some women that realize, I effed up later on, so let me go ahead and retract and shift my focus. And some of those women are lucky enough to find the men that are still willing to accept them and everything else that they have going on. And some of them, a very, very small few, start to accept what they should have accepted when they were younger. Let me be comfortable in my femininity. Let me get some coaching from maybe someone that was able to achieve this at a younger age, and they do have a successful marriage where they respect, honor, and all this their husband, and put that man on a pedestal. Because listen, man, men absolutely love for that ego to be stroked. A lot of women, let me say this too, man, a lot of women do it in private. I'm not really all for that, man. Nah, let the damn world know. Let the world know that you have a man that you are proud to say that that's your man. Champion that doggone man every single last chance that you get. Stroke that ego every single last chance that you get, man. Because you look at the dating market now, you have a lot of chicks that's out here that don't do that. So that's already gonna put you in that lesser percentage. You don't want to be with the majority, because the majority of these chicks out here, they lacking, man. they lacking, and they're gonna forever be lacking. You look at those same chicks that's living the way that they living right now, 5-10 years down the line, they gonna still be out here clueless, just floating around. So the reason why a lot of these doggone relationships are not working for a lot of these women is because you lack that consistency. You don't pay attention to the right things. Your focus is in the wrong spots. Your focus should be on your man. Your focus should be on your man. And you need to figure out how in the world can I, if I'm in the wrong spot right now, I need to shift my doggone focus. I need to focus more on my man, making sure that he's gonna be good. When he comes home, this is gonna be a peaceful place. It's gonna be easy for him to get in. You know what I mean? Same thing, like if you have children or whatever, man, is it gonna be easy for a man to get with that? Do you have respect for it? Because I'm not one of those guys that's gonna say just because you have children that, you know, that's it for you. If you make that mistake, if you haven't, do that shit, okay? Listen, you have a better chance at finding more valuable men if you haven't given your wound away. But if you have, make sure that you have respect for children. And this goes back into being consistent, making sure that you stay on those kids' butts about being respectful. You know what I mean? Because again, it'll be a lot easier for a man to get with that program rather than getting with a dog they got some disrespectful kids. When he comes home, or when you come home, if you don't have a man right now, is your house clean? If it's not, then you need to get in the habit of making sure those kids are being respectful to whoever they encounter, making sure your house is clean. So if you were to bring a man into your life, the house is clean. You know, I understand that, you know, food needs to be on the doggone table when he comes in here. You know, again, my kids are respectful, so I don't have to worry about anything in that department. So again, it'll be a lot easier for a man to get with that rather than coming into, you know, dealing with most of these chicks that have, you know, nasty houses, disrespectful children, and then he got to put up and deal with your BS as well. Come on, man. And now the guys, I'm coming to y'all, man. Speaking like I was just living facts, man. Now I got to talk to the guys, brothers. Come on, man. The reason why a lot of our relationships haven't went well is because y'all are focusing on the wrong damn thing. Ass, titties, the whole nine, man. And you're allowing that to be the reason why you're going to go holler at a chick instead of looking at these women. And you know, some of us pull out game is weak and you don't want to use the rubber, and y'all are getting into these doggone situations, and you're doing years with these modern day women because you chose to focus on the wrong things. You seen how these doggone chicks move. They got the doggone bonnets on, they go out the house, they don't give two shits about themselves, and you still signed up for it. You got to be smarter than that. You got to make better decisions, man. Again, if you already done that, try not to make that damn decision again. All right, that wrong decision again. We got to make better choices as men. All right, you need to focus on finding a woman that's leading with her femininity. All right, that's putting that stuff on display. Not the hair, the nails, the makeup, and all this other stuff. No, man. Me personally, I love women that embrace that natural beauty. Those women, they just have a certain type of mindset that these modern day women seem like they will never be able to get with, never be able to understand. My femininity, my natural, that's what men want. That's what a lot of men look for when they're choosing a wife. Embracing that and working on, you know what I'm saying, myself. Not trying to be out here and fake the funk and put on all of that fake ish. Guys, focus on your physical, your mental, the whole. Now listen, I cannot express that enough. A lot of us have been raised to be softer men. Hell no. Do not adopt that BS, man. We're not doing that. Stand on your doggone square. Some of us need coaching from, you know, mentors that are living that type of lifestyle. You know what I mean? Hold on, y'all. Let me go ahead and clock in real quick. We back. Just had to handle that real quick at my little part time, man. They gonna miss me up in here. When I tell you, people gather around. Like when I start to speak, there be so many people. Women. I had to check these dogs. It was a group of modern day women the other day, man, and I was standing in the middle of them and was giving them so much game. And when I tell you it was so quiet in there, doggone pen could drop, man. So again, there's some men out here, man. You're gonna have to get coaching from certain people. I have not gotten to the point where I feel like I can go ahead and start doing that. I have had some people that ask me, have you ever thought about coach? Not just yet, man. I mean, technically, right now, I do have a feminine, soft-spoken woman. You know what I mean? But there's still a lot of things in my life that I still need to work on. So we'll focus on that a little bit later. Right now, man, I'm just going to try to give you guys the game and let you guys know that I have gotten certain results based on, how I've been moving recently. Anyway, so like I was saying, man, guys, you are going, Katie, when you get here, oh, it's my dog. My dog just hit me up, y'all. But yeah, we're going to have to move in a certain manner, man. So that's the reason why, I started all the rest of these YouTube channels, because I wanted to branch out and reach as many people as possible. And, my main YouTube channel was doing really, really well, man. But I just figured, why not start another doggone channel? Why not start a few more channels? Am I in? I'm in there. My parking be off a little bit sometimes, man. Anywho, guys, man, listen. We are getting to the point where things are changing. A lot of things are freaking changing. It's changing for the better. We were at a point where, if you spoke on now, it's still a little rocky, a little rough around the edges. But the good thing is we're starting to pick up momentum. As far as, back then, if you said something, you was looked at as, a B, soft, and all of the other stuff. And now we're starting to get a lot of men and even women on board with this thing. We're understanding that, listen, how times were back then, you had more women that were married, especially in the black community. We were married at like a 70 to 80% rate. And you ask most women now, they want to be married. And they continue to jump on these platforms and they ask the question, why can't I find a husband? Why can't I find a good man? And a lot of men are starting to speak up on this thing, man, and dropping jewels. And you got some women, again, you got to start the conversation. You got some women that's willing to get on board. And I'm thankful for that. I honestly am, man. I'm thankful where these platforms are headed. Now, I can't really speak for TikTok because I jumped on TikTok the other day and seen that mess, and I was just like, bruh, I don't see how they do it, dog. Honestly, it's so many doggone modern day chicks on there with hundreds of thousands of followers backing them up. It's just like, boy, when you look at them, single, kids running around in the damn video, screaming and yelling, and you can see that their life is freaking chaos. Your kids aren't even respectful, man. That'd be the main thing for me. The unfortunate thing about this, again, you got men, we were raised to be softer men. And now we have identified what the problem is, and a lot of people, a lot of men and women are starting to speak up on this. And when I tell you, times are freaking changing. They got the Kevin Samuels, the Andrew Tates, Anton Daniels, mediocre tutorial reviews, Black Light podcast, and like all of these poor man podcast. Everybody is starting to speak, and they're picking up momentum. Times are changing. Men, we have to get on our shit, all right? Mentally, physically, emotionally, always stand on your doggone square. Do not allow anybody to get you out of your doggone character. So anytime I'm having a conversation with anybody that's trying to trigger and tap into those doggone emotions, in the back of my mind, I'm always saying, yo, stand on that square. Do not allow anybody to cause you to act out of character, get in your feelings, because most women, when they're arguing or they feel like they're in a debate with men, they get you because they trigger your feelings. They know how to pierce that doggone, to tap into that doggone emotion. But I promise you, listen to me, man, listen. And I'm smiling because, oh man, I seen this stuff right before my doggone eyes. Having a conversation with a woman that used to, oh boy, I'm talking about, I used to, man, get a doggone Incredible Hulk, wanting to punch walls and all of that. Let me just get up out of here. To fast forward that thing, you know, a few months ago, I had a conversation with a young lady. It was probably like a year or some change ago. And I wasn't the best, but I was able to stand on that doggone square. And when I tell you, it pissed her off so doggone bad, she had no choice but to revert back into her doggone femininity. And started breaking down, crying, and all the other stuff. And I'm still just standing on my square, just like, hey, like I said, man, I'm not gonna yell, I'm not gonna argue. I pretty much let you know exactly how things are gonna go. You can choose to accept it or not. I'm not gonna sit here and go back. Man, when I tell you, boy, in a nice, calm tone, God, so bad. Man, listen, boy, it feels so freaking good, man. I'm telling you that respect will come, gentlemen, and every single last scenario that I have tried that in, man, it has worked for you, boy. And it will work for you, man. So back to, you know, the topic at hand or whatever. The reason why a lot of our relationships don't work is, for the women, work on that doggone consistency, man. Work on that consistency and figure out what it is that your man wants as far as his piece. Focus on that. Whatever his piece is, baby, I'm gonna make sure you good in that element. Guys, the reason why our relationships haven't been working is because we are focusing on the wrong all right? Stop focusing on that mess, man. If a chick is not leading with her femininity, I'm gonna go ahead and holler at you, man. I ain't got time for this today, dog. For real. I don't give a damn what she looks like, man. Because I promise you, 10 times out of 10, that's gonna be a headache. And at the end of the day, most of us just want peace anyway. But if you keep chasing that, you're gonna continue to get the same results that you've been getting. Anyway, y'all be blessed, y'all be beautiful. I'll catch you guys later, man. I'm about to clock into the doggone little part time, get this little one day out the way. Hopefully we can run into some guys to help. That's one thing I do love about being here, man. Like, for real. Even when I stopped working at all my jobs yesterday, and it was just, oh, not yesterday, but last year, and it was just YouTube for like 3 months straight. It was cool, but I missed that interaction with people. So we're gonna figure out something, man. Maybe by next year, you know, after these other 3-4 channels are up and running, we're gonna go ahead and travel. All right, I'm thinking about traveling for a full year. Maybe next year, next quarter, depends on how everything is going, man. Anyway, y'all be blessed, y'all be beautiful. Catch you guys in the next. Peace. Let's get